We got a few new updates to discuss about the Devon versus Vitali match, whether it is going to happen or not, the video that Devon made about the subject. So we'll discuss all of that. This will be a live stream that's about 90 minutes in length. First 1 minute we'll try to mostly stick to arm wrestling specific stuff, and then the last 30 minutes could be anything random, but wherever the chat wants the stream to go, that's exactly where it will be. So we already got 26 viewers watching live. Morningstar, am I late? Nope, you're not late. I am 4 minutes late though. Yeah, exactly, Ray. It's over now. Vitali has also confirmed it, but it's still waiting for an official post from the league. Arabinda Tapu. I'm not sure what you were talking about here, brother. How did I start this 10 super chat goal? I didn't do this. I started one. Yeah, remove goal. Panna. Okay, who has better pronator, Devon or Vitali? I think Devon Larratt has a better pronator. So the new topic that we have to discuss here is Vitali Lalatin shared an Instagram post. And let me tell you what the post exactly was. It's a little bit weird that Devon is also now talking about it. Is this an indirect way of them confirming that the match is going to happen at Shaw Classic? Because the post didn't tell us that. It was a simple post. Somebody tagged Vitali in a post that he made. It was from a fan. On August 15th, a new champion will be the owner of Devon's grave. And the story was showing Vitali Lalatin training on the table in the gym, right? And this is what it said. Vitali just reposted it. Many arm wrestlers do. When you tag them in a post about them, they're going to reshare it. Devon does that all the time. So how did Devon get confused with it? Or are they indirectly letting us know that the match may be happening? I hope that's the case, but I don't think so. From whatever we have seen so far, Vitali has not given one hint that he even wants to try to get the visa. Forget about already having the visa. Forget about already confirming to the owners of East versus West that he is going to travel to Colorado for the East versus West 19 event, the Shaw Classic, the strongest arm on earth event. Raw onions or cake? Cake. I don't like any, but maybe cake. Something is fishy. Yeah. That post does not mean that Vitali has confirmed he's going to come to USA. It was just a post from a fan. Yes, ideally Vitali should check the post before reposting it. But it was like, yeah, they're just hyping up the match. So why not share it? Eventually the match is going to happen sometime. So why not already start hyping it? I think that's what Vitali was thinking before he shared that post. Nowhere does it confirm, at least to me, at least to my understanding, that the match is going to happen at the Shaw Classic event. The possibility is still probably less than 5%. And that is when Vitali makes up his mind that he wants to go to USA, which in my mind, he hasn't done yet. So no, that post did not say anything. Vitali versus Devon, whom you bet if I give you $1,000. First, give me the 1,000, bro. No, I'll just bet on Devon. The question is, did Vitali repost that without being able to read what it said? I don't think so. A couple of times I've sent Vitali texts in English and somehow he responds in English. So is he just translating it? Not a couple of times. It was only one time. Usually I message him in Russian. And that's what it is. I don't think, even if he read, I think he read what the post said, August 15th. Even the Russian guys can read that much. Even if they cannot read English, still 15 they can read, and maybe AUG they can also figure out that it means August. So yes, he did read whatever the post said, and yet he shared it anyways because he took it casually, just like Devon would have also done. Imagine if somebody shared Devon will destroy Vitali in Baku and tagged Devon. If somebody said that, I think Devon will also repost it without thinking too much. So it was a little bit surprising to see that video from Devon where he was showing this photo saying that yes, it's not an official announcement, but he's still hopeful that Vitali will come. Serginho. Thank you, sir, for the £5 super chat. I want to see Kamil cry like a baby if Vitali goes to the Shaw Classic. Imagine how many messages Vitali has from Engin, Kamil, and Kalinichenko. Yeah, their plan will flop. It will totally backfire because the plan was that they'll have the event to Baku, in Baku, and they cannot have the Shaw Classic event. That event will fail, and realizing that, Devon will have to fly to Baku, and this event will succeed. But if Vitali goes there, then the whole story takes a 180 turn. Because then the Shaw Classic flourishes, it sells good pay-per-views, and this totally collapses. This is going to collapse even if Vitali doesn't travel there. But then still it will be like kind of 50-50. Both events will not be good. One will not happen and the other will not be able to sell too many pay-per-views. But that will backfire soon. If Vitali goes there, yeah, I can imagine how many messages he's going to get from everyone. Is he going to be the enemy of the sport if he goes to, mention in the comments, if Vitali goes to Colorado, USA, will he become the enemy of the sport? Try to get Devon on, Pradeep. That's a good idea. Let me copy this link. Because if I invite, I've seen that this thing works with Devon. There are many arm wrestlers who said that they asked Devon and he's free next week or he's free 10 days later. But whenever people just drop him the link without even messaging him anything, he joins. He joins for a moment. Let me share this with Devon. Or let me open my WhatsApp. Okay. DEV. Where is Devon? Then let's paste. Devon watches Arm Wrestling News. Come on, Devon, you're watching probably. Maybe not live, maybe you'll watch it later. But I have shared the link with Devon. Let's see. I will not let you know when if and when he reads the message. but you will know if he joins for sure. That's something that I don't even need to mention. Pradeep, see past all of the bullshit. Okay, how do I do that? He's still trying to manifest it. Yes, he is. Devon did not say official. Yes, I also said that Devon did say that it's not official because it's not coming from East versus West. Is arm wrestling still popular in India? Yes. Why wouldn't it be popular in India now if it was popular before? Arm wrestling was not popular in India before 2023. That's when people started to know stuff. And now for the first time in India, people have started caring about what the athletes are saying. That was not the case even in 2024. That's a new phenomena for the Indian arm wrestling scene. 2025, people have started caring about, the fans have started caring about what they are saying. And that's when you know that the audience has expanded. It's not just people who want to arm wrestle. It's now also people who just want to watch a good sport, just enjoy, have their food, have their popcorns ready and just enjoy a good sport. Now they care about what a person said about Abhas Rana or what's Abhas Rana's response to whoever is calling him out. Those views on small channels I see here in India, those videos get like 7,000, 8,000 views. It was never the case before. So arm wrestling scene is growing in India. Pradeep, do you watch arm wrestling edits? I've seen many of his videos, I think. Michael said you, Pradeep, is a midget when in a live stream. I think Michael said you think. Did he really say that? Because when they met me, I think Rebecca surely said it, and maybe Michael also said that I look way bigger in real life compared to my videos. So they didn't tell me I'm a midget back then. And if he really did say that, then tell Michael that Pradeep is willing to bet $5,000. I'll let him know when to measure his height, and I can bet $5,000 he's not 6'3". Pradeep is secretly making a league with Devon. I hope so. I hope that is the truth. This match ain't happening, lol. 70 Canadian dollars super chat. Are you kidding me? Who's that legend? Bro, I'm going to butcher your name. The amount doesn't make it any easier to read the name. L'Italiano. El Italiano. Not L'Italiano, of course. El Italiano. I'm not sure what the L stands for here, but you're awesome. Hello, Pradeep. I just want to share that Jesus is Lord and God is our Savior. I pray all put their faith in Him. I also support your channel, friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That is awesome. Awesome. You are awesome. Jesus said to use our gifts to share the gospel. Thank you, man. That's a very generous gift. What's that, like 50 American dollars? Maybe even more? I'm rich. My father called me, called me yesterday. Usually he doesn't, like maybe once or twice a month he'll video call me. Today he called me and he was like, yo, what's up? Kya ho gaya? Why are you doing live streams every day? And I was like, your boy Arm Wrestling News is a streamer now. I'm big time. I'm the big deal now. Haven't you realized it already? He was like, don't you think people will get bored if you keep on doing these live streams every day? I was like, no, hell no. I hope not. See this big super chat from El Italiano. Thanks, brother. Somebody asked, is Pradeep religious? I wouldn't say yes. And I wouldn't even say no. So you can make whatever you want from that. However you want to understand this. It's a yes and a no. Michael is 6'1.5" bare feet. I think he's more than that. I think he's at least 6'2". I would say 6'2". Maybe even slightly more than 6'2", but definitely not 6'3". Hey Pradeep, can you tell me some exercise which will help me get strong in arm wrestling? Not really. It's just nothing complicated. Get a pulley on the table, do some cupping, riser, pronation. That's it. And then supination, I think it's better trained on the table. Get someone, tell them to top roll you and just start trying to hook him. That will be the best way to train supination. Pradeep driving Lambos stuffed with girls. That's literally what's going to happen if you keep on making me rich like that. Bro, I've made like, how much? Almost $200 from last 4 live streams. Maybe like $170 or something like that. 180 maybe. I'm rich, man. Pradeep worships the arm gods for the 1 arm pull-ups. I'm working out. I've started working out again. Dude, stop making videos about Deon versus Vitali. It's getting annoying now. So sick of the topic already. Some peasants making excuse for each other instead of the growth of the sport. Fight or don't. Yeah, what can we do, brother? What can we do? It's not like us talking. Yeah, I can say that us talking about the match is not going to make the match happen, but it's not going to harm the match either. So I don't see the harm in having a chat with the viewers for 60 to 90 to 120 minutes maybe, and we have set a new standard here. How you guys love Jesus but make fun of him? My brother is 6'1" and he was towering over Michael. That's a lie. I think everyone is lying about height except Kamil. Devon was lying. Devon said 6'5" and he's like 6'6", so he's taller than what he was saying. But no, I'm not really sure why would Michael get mad like this, saying that Pradeep. I don't think he said Pradeep is a midget. I'm not a midget. So I'm not sure why would he get mad if someone says he's not 6'3". What is your salary in India and average salary? It's average is difficult, man, because nobody files income tax returns here. Only the salaried people do. So the government data will tell you that average income in India is like, they'll say probably less than $200 a month, maybe like $150 a month. I'm guessing, maybe even less than that. But I don't think that's the true number, because like 90% of the guys who make more than that, they don't file any income tax return. So I think it's just based on tax returns or whatever, or just their assumptions, but it has to be over than that. Pradeep, are you from Kazakhstan? Yes. Aussie, who people are talking about? Who Aussie? Like Aussie Reacts or something like that, the channel name was. Is that what you're talking about? Please challenge Levan, you are the only hope left. Jesus versus Vishnu, right arm. Pradeep is a spiritual. No, not really. Are you Christian? No, I'm Hindu. Is Pradeep even Christian? Because the biggest... I'm not Christian, no. Because the biggest problem... Canada and US dollars are same now? I didn't know that. That cannot be true, man. Come on. Stop fooling me around. Alitaliano is saying you're welcome. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. Henry Osborne, I know. Who's Ozzy Osbourne? Rockstar Ozzy. Yo, Pradeep, when you hang up the phone at scam calls... I already like this comment. I already... Scam call center. Do you prefer to hook the phone down or just press it down or top roll it to... I reverse pronate it, supinate it to pick it up and then pronate to put it down. Yeah, everything is well, man. Thanks for the amazing comment. 2 live streams in 2 days. Bro, 5 live streams in 5 days. J.R. Williams, what are you even talking about, man? Don't disrespect arm wrestling news like that. It's 5 in 5 now. I'm a streamer. There are only 2 streamers in this world. Number 1 is high show speed. Number 2 is arm wrestling news. Shame on you, Pradeep. 170 US, Canada, always like that. Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. Pradeep, try to get some arm wrestlers consistently as guests for your live streams. It would be cool. Let's see what Devon's status is. I won't tell you if he has seen the message or not, but I think Devon is going to join. Maybe I've talked too much shit about Devon already, but I've supported him a lot as well. It's not like it's just that no, he hasn't really checked the message. Maybe he saw me during the video. That's why he's not checking the stream. Iron Man singer for his former band Black Sabbath. No, I don't know who he is. Still, no. Proving Astrology has been a member of the channel for 2 months. Is Robert even paying attention to arm wrestling? Don't agree that his silence is a tactic arrangement with Baku Guy because he seems not to be hands-on. This is what I said in many videos back, like maybe a couple of weeks back that Robert Baxter is out of arm wrestling within a year anyways. Because if he focuses too much on arm wrestling, then his other businesses will suffer. And there is not that much money in arm wrestling. Maybe he's going to take the valuation of East versus West from $1 million to like $3 million in next 3 years. Okay, it's still good. If he can sell it, then it's like $1 million profit every year after all of this hard work. But I think he's making more than that already. And those other businesses are going to suffer if he focuses too much here. And if he doesn't focus too much on arm wrestling, then it's not going to grow. So he's out of arm wrestling anyways. I don't think he's going to stick for more than 1 year. Pradeep kaise ho? Love from Pakistan. Badhiya bhai. East versus West 20. Devon versus Kordecha slap fight. Left and right cheek incoming. I know where is Robert in all this. Yeah. Like imagine if you had a ton of businesses to run. Now you can say why did he buy East versus West? Didn't he know that already? I think he did. I think he did know. But he didn't know that it will be such a huge mess as soon as he buys it. That it is going to drain all of his energy if he decides to focus on that. Because it will drain his energy. The fans have started saying that please stop this. It is getting like torturing now. This whole East versus West drama, athletes quitting and stuff. So the fans are suffering because of this. Imagine if you were the owner of the league. How bad will you feel then? So that's the thing, man. It is obviously going to affect him a lot if he keeps focusing on arm wrestling. And if he doesn't focus, then arm wrestling is going to die anyways. How can it run if the owner doesn't focus on it? I think the passion project for Robert... It's a passion project. Somebody mentioned that I hope it's just under my video. Someone mentioned they hope that it's just a tax write-off for Robert Baxter. Otherwise, his day is ruined. Come on, bro. You unblocked me just to send this message? Come on, Kamil. I hope you're watching. I can send you the link if you want. Kamil had blocked me. Now he has unblocked me just to send me a message, which I have already seen, which I am already talking about. That's why he has Dexter to run the business, Pradeep. Yeah, he has. But still, man, I don't think arm wrestling is automated to such a level. There are many businesses where everything goes as per SOP. It's a good registered company running for years. Those things can be automated. The owner can be missing for like years. Arm wrestling is not automated like that. It still needs the owner to actively work on stuff. So I don't think Dexter Tan can do what's expected from Robert Baxter at this point. I hope it makes sense. But I hope it's not like that. Should I send Kamil the link? Will he even join? Kamil is now crying for a Vitali rematch. Robert doesn't have to speak about every rumor. I think that's the best quality in an owner, that he doesn't discuss petty issues. Leave the small issues for guys like us to discuss here, or just every now and then just give a politically correct statement. I don't mind it when a politically correct statement comes from the highest level. I don't mind it. But when the lower level guys start speaking like they are the prime minister or president of country, they can whatever, no matter what they say, if they support anyone, half of the population is going to be mad at him. When arm wrestlers, when people at lower level in the organization chain, when they start acting like that, then I don't really like it. Pradeep Wolf is saying, Pradeep, if Brian Shaw faced the East versus West champs in each weight category, who is the highest weight guy that he could beat? No one. Come on, man. Okay, Brian can stay at his current weight. No one. Who's Daniel Ustinov? You think Brian Shaw is going to beat Ustinov? No way in the world. Not even a chance. Ustinov is going to crack Brian Shaw for sure. Without a doubt. Don't have any confusion about it. So no, as of now, Brian Shaw is not ready to beat any champ. Not even close. Maybe close, like outside of straps. Maybe Ustinov is running for his life desperately, somehow barely getting the slip. But in the straps, he'll mess Brian Shaw up, surely. If you send the link, he'll block you. No, he won't. Kamil is colicky like an infant that cries. Another new word. Gia Williams, make sure he teaches me a new word every day. But I even forgot what the yesterday's word was. Koliki, what does that mean? Mazahir versus Brian. That's a good match. No, is that a good match? Maybe, but I think Mazahir can beat Brian now. But that will still be a good match. That still will be a good match. Because I don't trust Mazahir's endurance at all. In a tournament, where if both of them are in a tournament, Mazahir will win surely over Brian Shaw. I think at least in one round he can flash pin him. Pradeep, you should interview Kamil, get him to apologize to Michael. Nah, why would I do that? Quick recap on... I don't believe in apologies ever. Like, why would you apologize? There have been many situations in my life where I could have gotten out of big trouble just if I apologized. But I didn't. Because in my mind, it wasn't a mistake. I knew what the consequences can be. I knew what the outcome can be. And I did it anyways. So it wasn't a mistake. What the fuck I'm going to apologize for? I saw it coming. When do you not ever see it coming? You always know what can possibly happen. So why apologize? I never apologize. Come on, man. Sometimes I have even apologized in the videos. If I didn't see it coming, if I made a genuine mistake, then it's a thing. But usually you don't make mistakes. You know what the consequences, what the outcomes of your actions are going to be. So don't apologize. Pradeep bhai ne aag laga rakhi hai YouTube live scene mein. Love and regards from Switzerland and my hometown Assam. Thank you, Udipta B. You will get your karma, Pradeep. Karma. There is nothing wrong with apologizing if you are in the wrong. But it doesn't make sense. If you do something intentionally, then apologizing doesn't really make sense. That's what I'm trying to say. If it was unintentional, if it was a genuine mistake, then yeah. Pradeep, are you going to provide any analysis on the Engin Terzi poll you had in the post? I think you got the max votes on such a poll and would love to hear your analysis result on that. So let's discuss that. Before that, we've been on for almost 30 minutes. Let me recap what was already said. So basically, I said that, not me. First of all, the Baku Guy said that the event is ready. Then Devon uploaded a video. He said that to him, nothing is clear yet because he hasn't received any instructions from East versus West. For Devon, there is no Baku event. But Devon didn't answer one question. If there is a Baku event, if Robert Baxter says openly, yes, there is a Baku event, then will Devon go there? I don't think he will. And I don't think that Robert Baxter will announce it without discussing this with Devon. So that's the problem here. So that was Devon not speaking the whole truth in that live story which he uploaded. Lana Rhodes versus Engin at what? Lana Rhodes versus me, bro. Come on, man. Why you have to do Engin like that? Leave the old man alone, budgie. Come on, man. Have some respect for me. And for Engin. And send her to me. I think Devon will teach Engin and other athletes how big mistakes they have done. Yeah, that was my guess too in the last live stream. But today, Vitali uploaded a story that was... He shared a story that was uploaded by someone saying that Vitali was shown training to be the owner of Devon's grave or something like that on August 15th at the Shaw Classic event, and Devon talked about that. He reshared that post on his own Instagram, and then he talked about that on his video that hopefully Vitali is coming. But that was just a repost by Vitali. He didn't think too much about it. Of course, he hasn't announced indirectly that he's coming. I hope so. But then I also will ask you guys one thing. Surely you also know, Devon also knows that he cannot win both of those matches, right? I've already recorded a video about that. I say this line every single time in every live stream, that I've already recorded a video about that and it will be uploaded after a few hours when my brother wakes up and edits it. So the thing is, surely Devon knows he's not going to beat both of them. If Devon versus Vitali happens first, can you imagine Devon beating Vitali fast? I won't say easy, but fast. No one in this world, even Levan Saginashvili, is not going to pin Vitali like he did against Hermes and Devon. The height is there. I can still see the first round stopping for like 5, 6, 7 seconds. I know it sounds crazy, but I think Vitali can do that. He can stop Levan for 4, 5 seconds in the first round. So Devon isn't going to beat Vitali fast. Maybe he wins 3-0. I think he can. At least 3-1 he can win. But that match will be like probably 5 minutes of actual arm wrestling. The whole match will be like 25 minutes. And Devon is gasping for air. Kurdecha is going to beat him then, surely. Because Kurdecha was already pretty close. And if Devon goes against Kurdecha, we all saw what happened last time. Devon was on the floor, he couldn't even breathe. Probably the same thing is going to happen now. It's not like Devon has gotten 10% stronger in less than 2 months. That match is still going to be close. So what is Devon thinking? If he beats Kurdecha, he's going to get gassed out, and then Vitali is going to destroy him. Devon's cardiovascular system is not the same as it was 10 years ago. He's much bigger, he's much older. So it's simply not the same. I don't know what Devon is thinking. Pradeep, please said the word brush. Brush. The accent is funny. Okay. Was Devon trolling with his Vitali post video, or is Vitali reconsidering? I think Devon is just being hopeful. That I didn't get the same message from the Vitali video, to be honest. What does everyone think of the new YouTube format where the polls are in the main feed? Are they? I haven't seen them yet. Have you seen new Devon's video? Yes, I have. What he tells actually. Yes, I have seen that video. We have discussed that. He did say that it's not an official announcement since it's not coming from East versus West, but Vitali has shared that August 15th post, reposted that, but I don't think it means that he's coming there. Pradeep, where is Engin? In his home, likely. Nobody believes Vitali match will happen on the 15th, not even Devon. I can agree with this comment. I like how you were gonna recap everything and just draft it off. I have now. 12:34 and now it's 12:35. No, I did recap everything. Come on, man. Devon didn't peak versus Kodecha last time, but still, man, even if he's peaked now, the match is going to be close. It's not like he's going to flash pin him. By close, I mean a long match. It can be 3-0 in favor of Devon, but he won't be winning fast. That's what I'm trying to say. Devon was a belly up in a 5-round match. Kodecha definitely wins in a 6-round match left-handed. So yeah, if he again has a match similar to that, then imagine what Vitali is going to do to him 2 hours later. Surely he won't recover that much, right? How you see Devon's... Okay. Devon was close in left arm, not right though. Yes, but right arm is going to be Vitali. That's the difference. Have you seen Devon's video, what he tells? Yeah, why am I reading this comment 3 times? No, I know he's home, but like, where is he with videos or agreement with Robert? I don't think they reached an agreement. I'm not sure. I didn't talk with Engin for like last 10 days. Pradeep, send a link to Dexter Tan as well. Perhaps he will join and things will be more clear. No, not really. I asked him once and he did say, let things settle down. Later we'll join. And then the next day was on a couple of streams. Next couple of days. So I don't know what settled down in just 2 days. I think it will be 4-3 to Kodecha. It can be that way, but it's not a best of 7. It's a best of 5. Live if you want to join. Send this to Kamil. Devon hasn't seen the message yet. Pradeep, has Devon seen your link? No, not yet. I think Vitali will win, Gaurav is saying. We cannot count that out, but in my eyes, Devon will be the favorite. Pradeep, do you have to go to your job in the morning? Yes, at around 8 a.m. It's 12:38 now. It's all good. He doesn't care. He just wants to arm wrestle. If he loses, it just ensures another match. Vitali has some good endurance. When you said brush in the video of Morozov. Yeah, brush. It's wrist. Brush is wrist in Russian. I thought they were talking about hook. But it's not hook, it's wrist. Devon doesn't have good endurance anymore. Like, he still has good endurance, but there was a time when he had the best endurance in the world. That's not the case anymore. That's what I was trying to say. Orton versus Abhas Rana. I think Abhas was kind of ready for Orton. Like, maybe he should have taken that match. But he thinks he's ready. But Pro Punjab League, they were honest about it. They were like, yeah, the fans want this match. We've seen it. But Abhas needs more experience. And who says that? I've never heard any league owner say that. The Pro Punjab League owner was pretty honest about it. He's like, Abhas, it's a good match. It will happen in the future, hopefully. But Abhas needs a little bit more experience. He has just barely competed in one super match, I think, at that time. Pradeep, if a worthy opponent cannot be found to challenge Levan, will arm wrestling stagnate? I don't think so. But arm wrestling is kind of unlucky in this sense. If a UFC fighter is too dominant, then the knockouts and the submissions are still entertaining. Like there's a separate fan base for a match where the athlete was knocked out in the first 20 seconds. I hope I'm able to make myself clear. That thing is still exciting. Imagine the match starts and Khamzat Chimaev taps his opponent out in like first 60 seconds. That thing is still entertaining. But in arm wrestling, it's not really the case. If some guy flash pins the other guy 4 times in a row, it's not the same as knockout or submission. That's the problem. That's why arm wrestling is unlucky. But still, I don't think J.R. Williams that it will stagnate like that. Levon can keep on arm wrestling once a year, and these guys can figure out. Maybe people will start thinking that number 2 is the new number 1 in the world of arm wrestling. Yeah, maybe I should do this, silly astrophysicist. Maybe I'll do this in this live stream. Proving astrology with a $10 super chat. I doubt Robert has even mentioned Baku to Devon in weeks. He is stuck in negotiations with Engin, and the Baku Guy is just a new form of unprofessional pressure from Engin that Robert will ignore. So Dexter Tan talked about the Baku Guy a couple of weeks ago. And he was like, yeah, he's just trying to save his skin so that people don't start blaming him. He said something like that. Not the exact words, but his meaning was that. So, but he also didn't say that he's not telling the truth. I also don't think that the Baku Guy is lying. Can he be manipulated by Engin to make certain posts? 100%. I'm not denying that. Are those posts complete lies or half lies? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's lying. But I also don't think that Robert has not mentioned Baku to Devon. I think he has tried to convince him. I know the conversations between Engin and Robert. So I know that after that, Robert must be calling Devon to kind of convince him to go to Baku. I would say I'm 90% sure that Robert has tried to. From the inside information that I have, I'm like 85-90% sure that at some point Robert has tried to convince Devon to go to Baku. Because that was his last post, the Elmer guy from Baku. He said, Robert Baxter informed me that the Baku event will happen only if Devon agrees to go there. Nobody can lie about things like that, because the person, Robert, can simply make a community post that there is a certain person that is making false claims under my name. I never told him this and this and that, and we will not be working with him anymore. Don't trust that source. He can easily make that professional looking post on his YouTube page in the community tab, but he hasn't, because I don't think that Baku Guy is lying. I don't think he is lying. And of course, if you are the owner of East versus West, you cannot come out publicly and say that we want to go there, but since Devon is not agreeing, we cannot go there because without him, we cannot sell the pay-per-views. Of course, Robert cannot say that. So, brother, I think I have to agree. I have to say that maybe I agree with 25% of what you said, especially mostly with this part where unprofessional pressure from Engin that Robert will ignore. Thanks for the super chat. Proving astrology. He's a member of the channel too. Do you all really believe Devon was that tired after the Alex match? I talked with Paul about that, and I was also not thinking that he was like really that tired. I was like, he was kind of trying to be funny, and Paul was like, no, the guy was genuinely gassed out. When I asked Bacho Digmelashvili if he can beat Orton, he said, of course. And you are talking about Orton versus Abhas that faced Bacho? What are you even talking about? Abhas that faced Bacho? Who faced Bacho? Is Devon versus Vitali today? I was preparing for my exams. I missed so many things. Man, that's some serious shit that you are preparing for, brother. Don't. No, it's not today. It's not confirmed. Maybe not even in August. Yes, I believe he was gassed out. Not as much as he was trying to show, but surely it was difficult for him. You can see that when he was arm wrestling him. It, can we scratch our balls while arm wrestling? You asked this yesterday too, I think, and I answered you already. How did it go when you tried to do that? Ricard versus Bacho next. It was pretty close, but Abhas won because he hooked Bacho. Come on, man. What are you talking about? Bacho is maybe twice as strong as Abhas. Orton can't even beat Artem. Yeah. I would like to see Abhas versus Artem too. I would like to see that match. Can Levan flash pin Michael? It's possible, yeah. I think he can. Half lies for sure. Who would let Engin back in on Engin's terms? No one's. Yeah, if they had to work with Engin on the same terms, why would they even force him out? How many hours you sleep in a day? It depends. Sometimes it's only 2, 3, 3, 4 hours. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's 6, 5, 4, 9. I don't know. On average, it may be like 6 hours, I would say. 6 hours can be the average in 24 hours. He means Bacho. Okay. Got it. My man, I did read it. How I was not able to relate that. Yeah, that Georgian. I do agree. So who said that Bacho is going to beat Orton? That Bacho is going to beat Orton. He himself said that. When I asked Bacho, yeah, he said he can beat Orton. Of course, he's going to say he can beat Orton. Doesn't mean he can, brother. That's the thing. Why would he say that he cannot beat Orton? Pradeep, what's your day-to-day job? Let the chat answer that. Red Harpic Pire. Yes, he said that. I'm not saying he didn't say that, but he is going to say that. Of course, that doesn't mean that he can. And I think the next year he won the competition when Abbas was not there. The WAF junior competition or sub-junior, whatever it was. Will Vitali come to Shaw Classic? As of now, I don't think so. I just think that Devon is being hopeful. I don't think Vitali is actually going to come. Arm wrestling news. I missed the whole Canalization Rats saga. Where did this phrase come from? So Engin used to call enemy of the sports. He used to refer to them as Canalization Rats. Like low-life living beings. Disgusting human beings who hate the sport of arm wrestling. They live in sewers, canals. So that's why they were Canalization Rats. So basically everyone who disagreed with Engin. So now it's a meme that if someone disagrees with Engin, he's a Canalization Rat. And also he's an enemy of the sport. So J.R. Williams, if you read any of these two words anywhere, that Canalization Rat or enemy of the sport, it basically means more than 90% of the times that person disagrees with Engin Terzi about something. Is that correct? Chat, do you agree that that's basically what it means as of today? Do you think there is a genuinely good match for Bacho Saginashvili now that he's not in the super heavyweight category? Okay, someone has joined. Hello, brother. How are you?
Hi, Pradeep. I'm good. Working very hard. Try making some money for living.
I'm also doing the same.
I come for 5 minutes. So
okay, not
give
a
me
problem. Questions, brother. First of all, the question that I want to ask to every European arm wrestler as of now. When you guys said that you will not be competing at East versus West now since you don't think it's in good hands, you think Devon is having too much power, he's manipulating stuff, which may be right. I'm not denying that. But do you not care about your fans? Your fans want to see you compete at East versus West. So everyone who is quitting, they just don't give a fuck about fans. They say we're not going to compete because Engin is not there. What about us fans who want to see you compete?
About the fans, I think my fans want to see me compete. And if you really look how many matches I've got with the East versus West in the last year and a half, it's only couple, so not so many. So I reckon my Polish fans, which I have now quite a lot, they just keep asking me, Kamil, when you will pull, when you will pull. They don't ask me where you will pull. They ask me when you will
Yeah,
pull.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
so from my point of view, I really want to pull as much as possible, but I'm a little bit stuck with East versus West because I'm waiting for the match. Then the match is cancelled. Then I am waiting again 3 months, and then I've got the runoff. So luckily this one was okay. And then I am waiting for Zaur another 3 months, and now it's again cancelled. So I am a little bit not happy about that.
So, do you think my prediction was that Devon is where did Kamil go? So, my
Can
prediction was
you
that
proszę do parku? Nie ma ich nikogo.
Devon
Can you
is
repeat?
trying to prove a point now. That's what I'm thinking. That Devon is trying to
One
prove a
second, I
point
don't
that
hear you.
I'm not getting
Please
your
wait,
audio
I don't
clearly.
hear you. Oh my
The
god.
okay, my audio. I
Please
can hear
wait
you,
one
but the audio
second.
is bad now. Can you guys hear Kamil?
I am back.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your audio is not clear now. It's
One
bad.
second.
Please try to join
Okay,
again. Yeah,
now I should be
it was.
back because I have headphones and disconnected
Yeah, and also if
somehow.
you can rotate the phone, turn screen rotation on, it will be better. Nope,
Okay,
screen
I
did
need to
rotate. Yeah,
unlock.
yeah. Chat, you have any questions for Kamil, which
Yeah,
he can
but
answer in like
can
next
you
text?
repeat? Can
Yeah.
you repeat
So my
what did
question
it
was
say?
my prediction was, which we were discussing today and yesterday as well in the live streams, that now Devon is trying to maybe get his revenge because everyone was blaming him for changing rules and stuff and destroying the league and stuff like that. So now I think that Devon has realized that without him there will be no Baku event because there is no other big super heavyweight match like Vitali, Levan, Hermes, Denis Siplenkov, and Devon. I think these are the five people who can sell the most pay per views. Since no one else is there, Devon has realized that there will be no event, and now maybe he wants to take his revenge. Okay, you guys were all against me. Now let's see if you can compete without me or not. You will also not get your paycheck. What are your thoughts about this? Is this correct? You can rotate it back again. It's like weird. It's sideways. Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know why.
Where did you go, bro? Come on, man. It did mean that, but I think on Reddit it's more common to call all the traders traitors. I think you meant to say rats.
No, I sorry. I
Yeah,
pressed to rotate and
yeah. So
refresh.
why do you agree with this? Would you say that Devon
I don't
is
think.
now?
No, I
So
don't
what's
think. I
so
don't
what's
think. I think Devon is still hoping that Vitali will go to Brian Shaw Classic. I think that's why he's quiet, and looks like the Baku guy want to push him to come to Baku because then the event can happen. Without Devon, looks like won't happen because Devon is superstar and he will bring attention and things like that. But I don't think it's anything connected with other athletes. I think Devon has his own plan, own business at the Show Classic, and he really want to pull there. So, I don't see a good point for him to come around. If he can get Vitali there, then he will make his plan, and looks like he's in charge because uh, you know it's not about he is in charge. It's about every athlete is in charge. If we talk about himself, like I was keep asking Alex Kurdeha to pull me and he was refusing, so looks like Alex is in charge and don't want to fight me. And if they will ask me, do you want to pull let's say Ivan Matushenko, and I will say no, then looks like I am in charge, and I don't want to pull him, and I don't want to come. So I think, Devon doing same thing. He just want Vitali there, some if it's possible. I have no idea if it's possible, but as you see my message to him as well, just say, just if you can, just go ahead.
So in all of this situation, imagine if Devon messaged you and he said that we can have our rematch at Shaw Classic left arm. Would you accept it?
I don't think he will message me that. I don't think.
But will you accept it if that happened?
I will ask him for $50,000.
So basically, I think it will be a no.
And then I will share with the guys. I say, have some guys.
Yeah. So I think I get your point in this question, but the first question was still kind of left behind. I think we disconnected while you were answering it. So what about you? You yourself said that the fans don't care where you are arm wrestling; they want to see your matches. So what about the fans? Why are you not arm wrestling? This is not just a question for you. You are here, so I'm asking you. But it's for Vitali, for Zau, for Morozov, Dennis, everyone, Hermes Gasparini. You all have said that you won't compete if Engin is pushed out of the league like that. If your fan says, Kamil, I'm your fan, I'm not Engin's fan, I'm your fan. I don't care about East versus West, I don't care about Engin. I care about arm wrestling and I care about you. I want to see you compete. I don't care if they get along with Engin or not. What will your answer be to that fan?
So basically, we try make agreement and help to us to get Engin back, and we was like waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we ask for answer, and we say, please just let us know if you want to work with us or not with Engin, and finally they come back without nothing with our let's say deadline. So at the moment I was on competition in Poland with my daughter, and I could compete there, but I say until they will say yes or no, I will not compete anywhere. So now if they don't come back, I think I am happy to compete everywhere. I don't have any contract with them. I don't know if other guys have, maybe they have, but I like to work with the best ones because Engin make this league the best, and I don't understand the reason why they don't want him back. I just don't understand.
But the question is, why do you want him back? That's the bigger question. Don't you think there can be arm wrestling without Engin?
I think Europe will be lost without him because if Americans take the league, they will making much more events in America, mainly for the money. I will say like that, mainly for new fans, more money, more interest, because looks like in Europe maybe it's not that much. So this could be
You,
the reason.
so you don't like going to America? What's the problem with that?
It's not about me. It's about other guys. It's about other guys. It's many guys which don't have visa. So how we can keep running the business without let's say 15 top guys, which or even more 20 top guys which don't have visa to go.
But brother, running the business is Robert Baxter's headache. Why are you thinking about it? Let him think about it. Do you think he will intentionally take losses if he can invite big athletes like all of the Russian arm wrestlers? Do you think he can run a league without them? I don't think so.
I don't think so as well. I
Yeah,
think
but
we need top guys. How I don't know how we can left Vitali and say we are number one in the world now because Vitali left. How we can say like that? It's
I
not
don't
possible.
think who is saying that. I don't think anyone is
No,
saying
I
that.
I, I say I saying if
Yeah.
if Vitali won't go, if Vitali can't go to USA, how we can run here? Engin was the guy who was looking for venue in Europe. He always find venue. Many times was Turkey, it was Dubai, it was other places, and now if the Americans take over, I don't know how they will find these contacts. I don't know.
But brother, I'll say one thing. all of the things, I'm not saying none of these things are going to happen. Maybe all of these, whatever you mentioned, happen. Maybe Devon changes the rules to his advantage. Maybe they start having all events in North America and the Russians or some other guys cannot come. Maybe all of this is going to happen, but then you can still leave at that time. Why are you leaving before all of this happens? While the league is still good, you can keep on competing, and then when it goes bad, at that time you can quit.
Yes, and we want to support Engin because he uh, he helped for us a lot, for everyone. So we have a lot of respect to him. And if he get angry with Devon because that's what we see, he is fighting with the Devon all the time, and looks like Devon want to kick him out. We want to support Engin and say no, don't kick Engin out. We won't work with him because we trust him, we believe on him, and things like that. So if he will be kicked out, then what we can say to anyone about anything, you know?
Brother, Engin got his money. He's out. He has that. He has his money. You don't. You need to compete. You are not the owner. Engin was the owner. That's the thing. He sold it. He sold it. Why are you bothered about Engin? Why do you care so much about him?
Yeah, but you know the condition was.
Tell Engin. You should tell Engin to start training again, and he should also compete at East
Yeah,
versus
but
West.
you
That's
know
what he should be doing.
the condition he sold it. He should
Yeah.
be in charge in a few things, but
His, I don't know how Robert agreed to that, but his conditions, the five conditions: matchmaking, rules, referees, announcers, and then one more which I'm forgetting. That's, these conditions are basically still controlling the whole league. He still had all of the power. I know those were the conditions, but if you are the owner of the league, can you give five most important aspects of your company, like these, the ones that I mentioned, to someone else and not interfere at all? Nobody's going to do that. So that's the problem.
yeah.
I think you are caring more about Engin than yourself and your fans. That's the problem.
Not really. It's not like you say. I am care about everyone. I don't know if you understand, but we are big team. All Europe is together, and there is like 30 top athletes which pulling in East versus West, and we say we are guys together. We want to keep going, keep growing, and and you see what's happened. Looks like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
looks like they don't want to take Endgame back. They don't want to agree to the to this what it was on the beginning. They don't want to agree, and the reason is why they don't want to agree is because they planning something maybe with the rules. I don't know. There is something which we don't know.
Yeah. But does it really matter that much? Why, like if Devon is trying to change the rules to his advantage, let's say if Devon was trying to change to lower the pin pad so that he can king's move even lower, then if all of the arm wrestlers just stood there and said that okay, it maybe it happened at, let's say, East versus West 21, and Devon changed the rules, all of the rules to his advantage. At that time, still the European arm wrestlers, all of them could have stood up and they would have said that we are not going to compete if you change these rules. So that all of those things could have been done later. Now these were just assumptions that Devon is going to change the rules, so we are not going to compete. Let it happen. Like, it's not like, maybe they'll try to have you sign more contracts, but then don't sign contracts, and then you can quit anytime you want. So what's the problem with that? I don't understand.
I don't know if this is so easy like you say. Just don't
It
sign
is.
contract. No, I think if we carry on, I think they will tell like that. You sign contract or you out. I think this will be like that.
Yeah, for the important athletes, if they think you are a very important athlete, they will. But if 30 European arm wrestlers have quit, I don't think more than 10 are going to get 10, 15 are going to get contracts. Maybe you will, but some others won't. So that's the thing. And do you, this is the super chat proving astrology, do you still want a right hand match against Jerry?
Of course, but they will
Brother,
not.
that
They,
was, sorry, please answer. I
yeah,
shouldn't
of
interrupt.
course, but I stopped believing for this everything. I just, you know, Jerry is pull off again. So I don't know how I can make agreement and say, okay, let's pull Jerry, and then again Jerry out.
Yeah, that was your best point in this whole conversation, according to me. When you said that they're not treating you well like respectable athletes, you talked with Jerry, and Jerry told you that the match is cancelled. Nobody from the league informed you. Your food expenses go up, and you cannot focus as much on your work when you're training for a match. And they should have informed you when the match was cancelled, and you got to know that from Jerry. That was the best point that you had, and you only talked about it once. You never
Mm.
talked about it again. But then you keep on talking about Engin. I don't know what Engin has to. Why do you
No,
need Engin to
I,
compete
I've
somewhere?
got I've got some more information. Engin told me that Kamil, we have a problem with Jerry, and we don't know what will happen. He is not answering. So I already feel that is something going on. Anna also told me, Kamil, I still don't buy the ticket for Jerry to fly, and she already buy the ticket for me. She already buy the ticket for my wife. I am owe them money for this ticket, and it's not small money because this was a ticket to America, which is $1,000, and then is, the date is coming close, and they say we thinking, maybe Engin say, Kamil, I think maybe I will get for you a new opponent because Jerry is not answering. And then it was like, I don't know, 2 weeks before the fight, and I sent message to Jerry, Jerry, will you pull me? And first, of course, I say I'm sorry for your loss, for your father. And then I ask, will you pull me? And he say, no, I told them I will not pull you like 3 days ago. So I say, oh, so they haven't told me that, but Engin was trying to do his best, and he tried get for me opponent, which I find out later. On the King of the Table 14, Georgi Tsetkov told me, Engin asked me to pull you left arm, but I say no, I am not ready for you. Then he tried get Alex Kurdeha, and he asked me about Alex Kurdeha. Do I want to pull Alex Kurdeha? Later on, of course, yeah. When I will already find out that I will not pull Jerry, I say I can pull him any arm, left or right, doesn't matter. And Alex Kurdeha, he was talking with him, and he answered that he gets sick now, and he won't be 100%, and he don't want to pull me now. Maybe in future, but not now. So the situation come that I have to try do my best and cancel the tickets, the flight tickets. So I done it that, so I don't have a match, I don't have anyone to pull, uh, and uh, and I was a little bit angry because I'm training hard, uh, do less work for this, eat super good, everything. I am doing my best to be in the best shape, and nothing, and nothing happened. So at the moment, my tickets are suspended for 1 year, so I can still use them in future. But like I say, now this situation is very sick, very
Yeah.
sick. I just don't know why, what's happened, why they so much fighting, what is the problem. I don't know. The, everything started in the green room in after the Chicago event. Everything started there. That Jody start talking, Devon start talking, and the athletes get shocked and say, "What's this? These people not our boss. The boss is Baxter, Robert Baxter, and they take in charge, and we just get crazy, about that."
But did Robert ask anyone to speak? Like maybe you could have also started speaking there if you had some points, or you could have said something against what Devon and Jody were saying.
I wasn't there,
Yeah,
but
you weren't there, but all of the other athletes did they ask them? I guess so. I think they did.
I think I don't know really. I think Hermes maybe say something. I think Irakli left the room. I think the atmosphere there get a little bit crazy. Like I think even Devon left the room because people was not happy that he's talking to them. For us, Devon is one of us. He's a fighter, and we fight each other. And now he start be like a boss to us. So I don't know really what to say about that, but this was the beginning.
I know, brother, you know what is best for yourself. So I'm still going to give you one advice, and it's that you should think first about yourself, then about the fans, and then later on maybe about Engin Terzi or Devon Larratt or the league. For you, should the most important thing should be you getting matches and the fans getting to see your matches, your fans watching Kamil compete. These two things should be most important for any arm wrestler, not just you. But I don't know why, as of now, everyone is focused just on Engin Terzi. That if Engin is out, we are also out. That I don't think that's right. That's that's betrayal to the fans, in my opinion. It shows that you guys don't care about the fans. You only care about Engin. You don't even care about yourself and the fans. That's the problem.
You see, we are a little bit different here in Europe. I can see all Americans, they are like copying whoever something say they copying. I see many comments about myself, and everyone is copying that crybaby, crybaby, and dump, idiot. You know, they talking so much, and no one know me personally. What I am thinking, what's happened, why is like this. So you know, we are different here, and that's why you know some guys don't like the trash talk what Devon do. For me, I don't care. He will tell me I'm idiot. I'll tell him you are dumb, and I don't care. I can fight with him like that. I don't care. But some of our guys really don't like it. You know, they get really angry and they say, "No, I don't want to talk to this guy because he's stupid," and things getting very complicated. You know.
But what happens? You're saying that you won't arm wrestle, and if Engin is pushed out of the league like this, but Engin has also signed a non-compete agreement that he cannot organize a new event. Let's say Engin does not organize anything for the next 4 years. Where are you going to arm wrestle then? Who are you going to arm wrestle against? In which league?
I was thinking to pull at the World Championships this year, uh, but I will see about that. If I
That
needed that or not, I will see because this is only the level where I can really compete. There will be smaller competition, but I think it's it's not nice from my side if I will go and just beat the guys because I think I can beat quite everyone. I think I am very strong, and it's really not good for me to go and smash this competition. So I will think, but I'm not. It's I will wait. You know, I will wait and I will see what will happen, because there is few leagues which the guys running, yeah, but small ones. But if I will get a good opponent and we agree together to go and pull there together, then I am happy. You know, then I will have a good match with someone good. So this is not something like is not possible to pull. There is always possible to pull. You know, the smaller competitions are waiting. If one of us say, can you make for us a match? You know, so it's we will see. We will see.
Yeah. But still, it will be difficult for both. If that happens, it will be difficult for the European guys and it will also be difficult for the American guys, especially someone like Devon Larratt. Because in 2018, he can have matches against anyone: Ron Bath, Todd Hutchings, Marcio Barboza, Matt Mask. He can arm wrestle anyone. But now he's too good. He has to arm wrestle against some European. He cannot arm wrestle against anyone in North America. Maybe one match he can again have against Michael Todd or Jerry Cadret, but then that's about it. He can only arm wrestle Europeans, and also same for Europeans. Like, you guys also need to compete against some of the North Americans. If you keep on having match among yourselves, it is going to be difficult to for you
Yeah,
as well.
that you know, it's not really like you say. We don't need to compete vs Americans because there is only 5 guys, and we in Europe we have plenty guys. So it's
I
only
agree with this point, and yeah, I would say that now it is more possible because yesterday we were discussing, out of, if we take top five from each East versus West category, 70 kg, 78, 85, 95, top five right and left arm, there are like maybe 4 or 5 North Americans and maybe 50 Europeans in the top five rankings. So clearly the best talent is in Europe. So yes, it is going to be difficult for them, but But in the super heavyweight division, it's kind of tricky because Jerry and Michael and Devon, they are still in top 10, so they hold like 30 percentage in the top 10 division. So in super heavyweight division, there will not be many matches. Like left arm, you can have match against maybe Ivan Mitushenko, Alijan Muratov, Vitali Laletin, Kurdecha. Four matches. Then who will you arm wrestle against after that? I don't I don't think there will be any tough opponent left for you.
No, you just mentioned the best guys. So if I
Yeah, yeah.
beat all of them, I'll be number one.
Yeah, you will be number one, but there are not too many matches for you too. But I agree that even if include North America, there are not many matches there. But it's a difficult situation, man. So you're thinking that all of the Europeans just by themselves they can also have a successful league. They'll be able to sell enough pay-per-views. Is that possible?
I don't know really about that. I have no idea how much East versus West makes money on the per-pay-views. I never ask. It's not my business. But even if we make less money, we at least don't need to stress too much. We don't need to listen the American stock, which they are really don't respect us at all. They they because we say bad things on the mainly on Devon. I think most of the videos is against Devon, not really about organization. On the beginning, we say this organization own us money and this, but I think in the time they will pay the money when they will make. But I think mainly is Devon problem. So because
You
we
mentioned the devil worshipper and he is joining.
yeah and because oh my god and because of him, I think all of his fans attacking Europe, guys. So that's why.
But is it really bad to use your fans to your advantage? And by the way, welcome to the channel, Devon, after a very long time. Thanks for joining.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Let me plug my phone in. My phone's gonna die. I turned on my computer and saw you guys were on here. I thought I'd just jump on very quickly.
Pradeep, I think my 5 minutes went long.
Come on, man. Come on. You have to be here now. Now Devon's
So
fans are going to attack you even more if you leave now. It's a bad idea.
didn't you already quit, Kamil, long ago?
I will never quit.
Well, then why are you writing that you're quitting?
Just to piss you off.
It doesn't piss me off. I don't care what you guys do. You can quit. It doesn't matter. It's kind of weird. You just guys quitting. It's kind of strange. Like if you want to quit, you can quit. I don't care.
Of course you
But
can.
it sucks. It sucks that you guys don't want to fight. That's the part that's difficult right now. If you guys want, there's a lot of misinformation that's floating around out there, and everybody thinks I'm a liar. Um, if you want, for clarification, I can walk you through what actually happened. And if you want at any point, you can stop me and you can be like, but I heard this or I heard that. And if you like, I can clarify.
I think I'm not the right person to talk
No,
with.
not talking to you, Kamil. I don't give a fuck about
Well,
you.
so
It's
who you talk?
Pradeep's channel. That's the owner of the
Yeah.
channel. I'm not here because of
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I was also thinking that you're asking Kamil about this.
No, Kamil doesn't know shit, clearly.
So Devon, first of all, you just joined. It's not like cool to like already disagree with you, but you said you don't care if the Europeans quit. I would have
Look,
believed
I
that if
just
you
say,
said,
the thing is, everybody has the right to quit.
yeah, yeah.
You have the right. If you don't want to continue professional arm wrestling, you can quit. Everybody has that right.
But Devon, the thing is, you're not the 2018 version anymore. You're too good. There is no one in USA or North America for you to compete against. You need the Europeans to compete against. In
If they
2018, you can.
want to quit, they can quit. There are billions of people on this planet. It'll
Not.
be okay. If a couple guys, I'm going to keep competing. I'll continue to compete at the highest level that I can. That's what I'm going to do. And
Yeah,
for
but
me, the best league is East versus West. This is where I compete.
so why did this doubt came to all of the European arm wrestlers' mind at once that you somehow want to change or manipulate the rules? Because at least from what I think, I won't say you won't do that because you've always been trying to do that. But then my answer is I don't even compete and I try to change the rules. So
Right.
what's wrong with
I
that?
always try and change the rules. I've been trying to change the rules my entire career. I like freedom arm wrestling. I like running fouls. I like lower pin pads. Yeah, I'm always trying to change the rules. But guess what? I don't own the league. You know,
Yeah, I have one question for you, Devon, which I'm quite sure no one else is going to ask you. I'm not even sure if you're going to answer this or not. Has East versus West recently tried to convince you to go to Baku? Is Devon gone? I think he's gone. Maybe he'll join back again.
Pradeep, he don't answer your question. Why he want to change rules?
okay, here we are. We're back. We're back. I heard everything. First off, Kamil, you're a retard. You should just shut up. The first thing is, um, I'm always trying to change the rules because for the betterment of the sport. If you look at the rules that the greater consensus of us have actually adopted, it's I brought the fair strap into the sport. Okay, I always am trying to change the sport. I've arm wrestled probably in more leagues for more time than just about every single person in the world. Okay, I have a lot of experience. I love arm wrestling. I'm trying to change the rules to make the sport better. I know everybody always assumes, oh, Devon's trying to change so he can win. Whatever. Rules are the same for everybody. And I'll continue to try and change the rules even after I pass. As far as the Baku, nobody's trying to convince me to pull in Baku. There's no event. There's no event in Baku. It's complete propaganda. If you want, I can walk you through the Baku scenario. Okay, but I assure you, to the best of my knowledge, there is no Baku event.
So is Elmar just lying when he's saying that Robert Baxter told him that only if Devon goes there, then there'll be an event at Baku? Is he lying? Straight
I
up?
have been told that he's lying
By who?
by Robert and by Dexter. They said it's an outright lie.
Okay, then why would he do that? What does he gain out of that?
Why?
Or is
Why do you think you would do it? Listen, let's use our brains for a second here.
maybe
Okay.
someone is telling him to do that?
Why would anyone want to destroy the league? Why would anybody want to damage the league and see that this is all damaging? All this stuff is damaging to the league. The stuff that guys like Kamil is doing, the stuff that's going on at Baku, all it does is take away from what is an amazing opportunity and potential that we have at the Shaw Classic. It's incredible. And there's being diversion of energy, diversion of focus, loss of athletes. And who is causing that? What is the root of that? Where does that come from? Does it come from someone who sold the company? Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the chat. We were discussing this point earlier on in the chat. Many people do believe that it may be Engin who is trying to tell the Baku
If
guy.
you
Maybe trying to.
want, I will run you through the timeline. If you want. And you can ask me at any point for clarification.
So from what we got from the eastern side is that right before the previous East versus West event, a day before that, a couple of days before that, the Baku venue was confirmed. That's what they are telling us.
False.
So
False.
what's your version of truth on this?
Okay. My version of truth is that so Baku was confirmed months before Chicago. Months. Initially, it was for the 9th of August. It was confirmed. Baku. I knew I was pulling Vitali in Baku on the 9th of August months ago. My God, I had it planned long ago. It got changed to the 2nd. We switched to the 2nd. Everything was good. No problem. Plan on the 2nd. I'm talking to Brian Shaw separately because he's got his event on the 15th. I'm thinking about having a left-handed match there. I'm thinking about coming as a guest, trying to work it in. And then get down. So I'm thinking it's Baku on the 2nd, as planned. I arrive in Chicago. I arrive in Chicago probably 3 or 4 days before the event. So probably I'm there on like Monday. Right away, I hear that Engin has not spoken to Robert in approximately 10 days and that he has quit. He is no longer with the organization. He was not pushed out. He was not nothing like that. I don't speak to Engin. I don't talk to him. Okay. So whatever's going on with Engin, it's really got nothing to do with me. So about 4 days before, I was made aware that Engin had quit East versus West. I was also made aware at that time that the Baku venue had not corresponded with East versus West in months or weeks. And I've seen the messages, prompts from Robert, trying to establish connection, no response, ghosted. Okay. So what we try and do is we're like, okay, there's no venue. There's no venue. There were many venues that we were attempting to get, not Baku. There was an attempt to get a venue in Romania. There was a bunch of venue attempts that I wasn't even aware of, but I knew that people were scrambling to get a venue for the failed Baku event because Baku was not responding to Robert. Okay. Because all the connection to Baku was through Engin, to the best of my knowledge. What happened then is somebody probably leaked something that we were negotiating with Brian, and then it went well. Because right at that time, someone who was not employed by the company, we never do this, understand, we never announce the fight card before the thing is finished. He was not employed by the company. He released Baku. He released everything on Baku. Baku was used as a manipulation tool to damage East versus West promotions. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. The deal was made with Brian Shaw after Baku was given a firm deadline. They gave him an amount of time because out of respect, they said, okay, listen, you have to get back to us. The deadline was not made. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. Baku never really was on. It never really was officially on, but the dreams of it were canceled. Okay. So from there, it was agreed that Baku was back on. Now, and right at this time, there were so many things happening. East versus West athletes were quitting, saying that they were quitting. There was a meeting that took place to address this, where I posted my speaking part after I was, accused of all sorts of things that just simply not true. Anyway, so that athlete meeting happened. From there, long negotiations, okay, that I'm not involved in between Engin, Robert, that I'm not privy to. But I know that there's been a flip-flopping around on Baku, and it's a lot of manipulation done by the East from my perspective, a lot of manipulation with venue, with expectations, with promises made by people who are not in the company, making decisions without consultation, with holding the league hostage, basically stopping athletes from competing. From my perspective, a whole bunch of dirty shit. And really, and then, I get brought into things. I'm accused of so much, and it's quite flattering. But basically, the bottom line is I'm going to compete at the Shaw Classic. I'm competing at the Shaw Classic. All the things about me changing the rules and everything, whatever. Look, I'm always trying to change the rules. Do I think that Vitali and I should be at a 4-7? Absolutely. Should be. If he's going to cry about it and say, I'm not going to pull unless it's a 3-5, whatever. I'll pull him. You think I'm not going to pull him because it's a 3-5 or a 4-7? There's no rule change that's happening. All these accusations, complete garbage. Anyways, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of dirty stuff being played. A lot of athletes are being used as pawns, and they're accepting of the narrative because of their loyalty for Engin, which I understand. Like, I get it. I understand that Engin's done a lot of great things in the sport, but the bottom line is that he sold the company. He sold it, and now if you don't see that he's damaging it to some degree simply with his leadership, you should probably evaluate that decision just a little bit, and you should have a better look at it. Anybody who's destroying the sport, I hate to say it, but that's an enemy of the sport. Okay? Hate to say that. We don't damage the sport. We don't damage the sport at the highest level. We have golden opportunity, and all I hear is Eastern athletes whining and complaining and talking about quitting. You guys sound like a bunch of sissies, really. Get on board, get on the big team, come in for the big win. Let's sort this stuff out. Let's arm wrestle like we're supposed to. You should be so happy that Robert's in charge now. You should be so happy that you got Dexter. You should be thankful that the team is continuing to move forward. Understand that Engin can come back anytime he wants. So long it's between Robert and Dexter and Engin. You know, the way that my name's constantly brought into things is quite flattering, but you guys seriously need to give your heads a shake. I'm actually not that important. Okay. I'm a fighter and I'm going to fight the best. Kamil, you should smarten the fuck up and do the same. Stop always quitting every 2 seconds on social media. Just fight where you can fight at the highest level that you can. That's what a pro athlete strives to do. You don't strive to break apart leagues and say you're only going to pull here, pull there. Anyways, my rant is just about done. Yeah. If you guys have any questions for me.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions, Devon. But before that, we have a couple of questions for Kamil. How can you be for the fans if you won't compete at East versus West, J.R. Williams? And the second question for Kamil was, if East versus West offers you a contract with guaranteed pay, will you consider going back to East versus West, or are you completely done with them? Kamil, this one is for you.
Know the answer.
What did you say? You don't know the answer?
Yeah.
But why? It's only about you. You are going to sign that contract. Nobody else is going to do that for you. So who else knows?
I don't like contracts. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Devon, my question was, you said they ghosted Robert for a very long time. So the chat that was leaked by Elmer Guy that showed that Robert gave him only 1 hour, 7 a.m. in the morning to speak. So you're saying there were conversations before that as well, which he didn't respond to?
100%.
Okay. So yeah, we cannot even really ask. I personally am not a big fan of people leaking these private chats and stuff. I think it's a terrible thing to do. So I'm not sure if we should ask Robert or Dexter to reveal the messages that were there before that. And you also said that you talked with Robert about this subject and there is no Baku event. Then the question is, if today Robert calls you, the event is on, will you be willing to go there for the 30th of August against Vitali?
So here's what I'm going to tell you. What I'm going to tell you is that I have committed to the 15th. I have made a personal promise to compete at the Shaw Classic, both right and left. Okay. I don't plan on going back on my word. For one, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do the Baku event 2 weeks apart. When have we ever really done this? Is this optimal success for the sport? Why would the Baku event even be put back on when we have this venue? The success for arm wrestling is greater at this venue than it is at that venue. Why? And the way that this venue has behaved, why should we ever support them as partners? That would be my position. Knowing what I know, I would never do business with Baku. I would never do it because they're completely unprofessional. Now, if Robert said, we have another option to pull Vitali because it's just not going to work. We just cannot make it work for Vitali. But I personally think that they can. Everything's in place, from the visa to the money to everything. I don't see a reason why it can't work. The only reason why it can't work is because of someone's manipulation and interference. This is the only reason. This is the only truthful reason. Okay. But if they were like, there's no way this can happen, I'll tell you a couple things. Okay. I am ready for this time frame, as this is what we've been talking about for months. I have conditioned my body to be ready to fight Vitali for, initially it was the 9th, then it was the 2nd, now it's the 15th. Okay. If you want me to continue to kind of push and hold on for a few weeks, look at it's me kind of bending to just an unfavorable circumstance. I would much rather we all win. Okay, and that's at the Shaw Classic. And if that solution doesn't happen, just understand, okay, this entire narrative of me ducking Vitali, really, it's just not true. I am gonna pull Vitali, but I also don't want to pull Vitali after I have a right-handed super match with Alex Krdecha, who I do think are gonna beat, but is not anybody to be taken lightly, and it probably will be very difficult to pull Vitali 2 weeks after that. So as far as I know, as best in my knowledge, there is no Baku event. I have not been told that there's a Baku event. I have asked repeatedly, is there a Baku event? All answers are no, there is no Baku event. It is all manipulation from the East. Okay. And when I say the East, you can kind of draw your conclusions from where that is coming from and why. And I think there's a deep psychological issue. Okay. But ultimately, I have washed my hands of that relationship long ago, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't stop arm wrestling. Just because I have a bad relationship with somebody, it doesn't mean that arm wrestling stops. I don't leave the league. Even when I had an immense problem with the guy, guess what? I still showed up and I still arm wrestled. Okay, you didn't see me running from the league.
Yeah, but then Devon, you basically said that you won't be going there even if there is an event. So why does it even matter? Why are you saying that there is no event? Because you won't go even
Because
if there is
if there
an event.
was an event, that would lend some kind of truth to the entire argument that it should even happen. There is no event. Please, somebody, please, East versus West. Talk to, you know what? This is probably where our conversation stops. And you need to get direction from East versus West officially, because everybody just thinks I'm a liar. Okay. There is no event in East in Baku. There isn't. All the stuff that you've been told is just a lie. There is no Baku event. There never has been. There hasn't been a Baku event since Engin quit the league. It was, and then Engin quits, and there is no communication with Baku and East versus West. The people who are actually paying the money, actually putting the venues together. There was a scramble to try and find another venue. Brian Shaw was the answer. And then when whoever realized that they lost that kind of power, they thought that they were going to have to come groveling back for the Baku event. When they realized there was other options, that's when this whole manipulation started. None of it's true. None of it's based in reality.
So when can Vitali versus you happen if not in August?
It might not happen for a while. Because I'll tell you, after I'm done, I plan on taking a break. Okay? Because quite honestly, my family in this last little bit has been put through the ringer. Okay? And me personally, I'm fine. Really. I don't need it. Okay? So I plan on having a great event with Brian. And after that, I plan on taking a little break, and y'all can do whatever you like. Y'all can do whatever you like. You can have venues wherever you want. You can arm wrestle wherever you want. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting the league. But I plan on and then from there, if it hasn't happened, he's the highest on the list, along with Morozov, along with whatever. I'll figure it out. I just want to pull the toughest people I can pull during my career as a professional arm wrestler. Yes. Did you have any questions for me more? Because it's just like there's so much misinformation, and you guys respout it, and it's I feel bad for you, quite honestly, because you guys listen to people that you shouldn't be listening to.
I have a question to you, if I can. Please tell me, because I saw the list of the pullers for next event, and I don't see many from Europe, maybe even none.
Well, then
organization.
talk.
Yeah, but I want to ask: did organization ask anyone for pulling?
They're
or they
begging
even
Vitali. They're like in talks with Vitali. And look, and I don't know, Kamil. I don't talk to the league about everything. I don't know who they asked. Okay, but to think that Europeans aren't going to be invited is just a ridiculous idea. Half of you quit. Okay, so that's real. I mean, why would we even bother contacting you when you quit? Okay, there's been a smear campaign by most of the guys from the East, so they're probably not too eager to pick up the phone and call you. But yeah, of course we want the best. Okay, if you're the best, of course you're going to get a phone call. Just not if you've quit. Like, what are you expecting a phone call after you just said you quit?
So no one was talking to European guys, yes, from organization.
Kamil, you're fucking dumb. Okay, just wait for the phone call and arm wrestle. Okay, seriously, you think that nobody got called?
Kamil, why are you bothered about everyone? Do you want a match? Just say it right here.
No,
Maybe
no,
nobody is watching. Do you want a match?
I am just interested why there is no one from Europe. Did organization ask
What are you
anyone to
talking about,
come?
Philip?
And
Where's
pull?
Philip Larson from?
I have no idea who is this guy.
Yeah, he's from Europe, idiot. Where's
So-
who's that guy? Eddie Hall. Where's he from? Yeah, guess what? He's from Europe.
Kamil, the thing is, if you say publicly or privately that you want a match and then they tell you no, you're not invited, then it becomes a thing. Now it's just imagination that nobody was called. Maybe they were already thinking that you guys are going to say no. That's why they didn't ask.
Morozov was called. Hermes was called. Levon was called. Many people was called.
Okay.
Yeah. One question, final one for you, Devon. You just mentioned that arm wrestling Vitali a couple of weeks after arm wrestling Kurdecha on the right arm won't be a smart choice. But don't you think you are already trying to make a much worse choice by arm wrestling Kurdecha and Vitali on the same 15th of August?
I'd arm wrestle Vitali first.
Yeah, but then that match is going to be close. Like, do you think you can beat Kurdecha afterwards? I
Sure.
don't think so.
That's fine. No problem.
Because the endurance will be an issue.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll take a hit.
That was one of the questions.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're right. It's hard to fight two matches the same night. But for me, Vitali would be first, and then I'd pull Alex afterwards.
So what is it now that the European arm wrestlers in your mind should do? My suggestion was always like, first think about yourself, then think about the fans, because sometimes fans don't care if Engin is there or not, if Devon is there or not, agree or not. They just want to see them arm wrestle. Like, if I'm just being a fan, I don't care if people are getting along with each other in the league or not. I just want to see my favorite arm wrestler arm wrestle. So I think the first loyalty of the arm wrestlers should be towards the sport, the fans, and then maybe third or fourth priority can be a particular person in the league. So what would your message be? Like, not just
do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy as an athlete and as a person. Support whoever you want. Just understand, East versus West has done you no harm. East versus West has been the best place to arm wrestle. Why you guys are quitting, I have no idea. All the reasons that you guys come up with, they're all lies. It's all false. All of it. Makes you guys just look stupid. I hope that you'll change. I hope that you'll smarten up. But really, these are all your choices. And I'm not here to tell anybody really how to live. All I know is that for me, I will continue to fight on the highest platform that I possibly can against the best that I can find. That's it.
I'm surprised Kamil hasn't mentioned Vegas even once on this call.
No point.
Anyways, guys, listen, all the best. I hope that I get to pull Vitali in this block. Really, I do. It's been a long time coming. There's a lot of misinformation out there. I hope that people can kind of see through it and understand that really all that matters is putting on the best arm wrestling shows that we can in front of the best people possible, to build the sport, to come together, to grow it. That's what we're trying to do. There is a narrative out there to separate, to fragment, to lessen what we've achieved over the last few years. I hate it. I hate all of it. And I don't support any of it. So I just hope that we can get kind of back on track here in a hurry, because the future is very bright. The future is extremely bright for arm wrestling, and we're going up no matter what. No matter what happens over the short term here, arm wrestling is going to continue to rise and do great things. It'd just be a waste if, this East versus West initiative that we've put so much time into somehow falls, and a new thing has to start. That would be less than ideal. So, see you guys on the 15th. Hopefully it's Vitali and Alex. That's my last. No reason why I can't be.
Okay. Thanks, brother.
All the best, guys. Take care.
Yes, some people in the chat were saying that it's bad that I invited Devon without informing Kamil, but in fact I sent Devon the link before Kamil. Kamil, you were like really silent on the call. You didn't say much. Why?
I want to just. I don't know. How I can like this guy? Tell me. How I can like him?
You don't need to like him. That's the thing.
Yeah. So why I need to talk to him?
Yeah.
There is no
That's a
point.
fair.
There
That's
is
a
no
fair
point
point.
to talk to him.
That's a fair point. So one thing that Devon was saying about I still fully don't get it, that why would that Baku guy, maybe I should get him on the live tomorrow or something like that. Maybe he'll see this live stream from Devon. If he's publicly making these posts and stuff, why isn't he, I mean, why cannot he talk about it on some platform? What do you think? Should I invite him? Should he make things more clear? But I saw what I saw from Devon is like he's still not willing to go there, even if there is an event. So that was kind of confusing. Why would he say again and again that there is no event in Baku? Because when I asked him if there is an event, will you go there? I think his answer was kind of no.
Yeah. I don't know.
Brother, we want to see you compete. Arm
Yeah.
wrestle somewhere. We don't care. Just want to see you have good matches. That's the thing.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't talk to this guy from Baku. I have no idea what's going on. If he pushed by these messages, I don't know. Really, I just watch and wait, and that's what I am understand from Devon. He needed guys from Europe to grow the business, to grow the East versus West. That's what I understand. So we will see. We will see what's happened, and
And one question I forgot to ask you. Why would you block me? What did I do to you? Come on, man. Tell me.
because you picking up from my stories and telling not true to people, and this make me angry, and I say,
Which one? Which one?
I don't remember exactly, but he was talking about paychecks, about we need now Devon. First we hate him, now we need him to make money, and this is all rubbish, you know.
But
It's
you
not.
uploaded that video asking Devon to compete. You said that there are many arm wrestlers who
Yeah,
will
but
not be able to
I
compete.
didn't say nothing about the money. I just heard that if Devon will come, the event will happen. So I give message, Devon, why you not coming? Just come if you can. And no, there was no answer and a lot of hate in the comments. And I thought this post have no sense, so that's why I deleted. I don't like when people read too much hate. You know, it's not what I want. And this is only my decision. And you know, people picking up you and Ozzy picking up something and then talking more from your side, but you really don't have clue what you're talking about. You're just guessing, you're just thinking maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe, and everyone is listening you, and then people talking more shit, more rubbish, and everything is really complicated. So this was the reason.
But Kamil, the thing is, if Engin or if Devon or if Robert, if these guys are, for whatever reason, they are not giving us out the full information. They are intentionally holding some private information, which they can do. I'm not denying that. But it's their choice to give out the half information. And then if we comment about that half information, then people complain that you don't know the full information. Why are you commenting about it? We are going to talk about whatever is public. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, but you adding from yourself some stuff which is not true.
Brother, everyone is arm wrestling for money. Nobody is arm wrestling for free. So if you are asking that guys won't, if you're saying guys won't be able to arm wrestle, they won't have their matches if Devon doesn't show up, it clearly means that they won't get their money. So what did I say wrong there?
No, I don't know how is the other guys, but not for me about that. This is not the point to pull Zaur and get money. This is not the point. I want to pull Zaur even for free to make a good fight. So I am not the guy who want money. And
But then you can arm wrestle anywhere. Both of you guys are not contracted. You can, if that is the case, you can arm wrestle him anywhere. The match,
did you?
even if you record with just a normal camera and good audio in your home, the match will still get maybe like 150, 200,000
Yes,
views.
but until now we respect East versus West, and we want to be in the like them pullers, but looks like they don't really want to work. So you see, Zaur is pulling somewhere already. You see today
Yeah.
he put.
Against Grigory Lyashchuk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. But that match was already announced, like maybe almost 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago. That was
Oh,
announced a long
I
time ago.
didn't. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, it was announced. What, brother? Simple question is: do you want to compete at East versus West or not? If a good match is given to you, and they're saying, okay, Engin is still no agreement with Engin, but we want Kamil to compete. What will be your answer?
I don't know. I will have to think.
Think about fans, brother. Think about your fans who want to see you compete.
Yeah, I am missing. I'm missing compete. I want
Yeah.
to. I want to kick some.
There were many questions against Devon super chats. I'm sorry guys, I didn't really show that up. Even if like there is a disrespectful comment against Kamil, I'll still not show it here. Stop crying, Devon. One of them was. The second one was Devon fangirls. Okay, this was normal. Devon fangirls are going nuts in the comments. Third one was Devon Larratt is bad for the sport. I again apologize for not reading these messages in front of Devon. So Kamil, what should we fans do? Everyone is talking about what should Devon do, what should the European arm wrestlers do, what should Robert, Dexter, Engin, all of them should do. What are we fans supposed to do in this whole controversy, in this whole mess, East versus West?
I don't know really what to say. It's I am like one of you guys. I am like a fan. For me, watching Vitali pull Devon is big fun. To watch, but it's hard to say because no one really talked to me from beginning, and Devon already says that why they should talk to me if I left. So if I could understand, everyone from Europe left, like Reno,
Yeah.
many other guys. So looks like they will not talk to us. Nothing. So I don't see good future for East versus West if they wanna play with these guys what they have, because this will not look good and people will lost interest and many things like that. So I hope they will. I hope they will start talking with everyone, and we can start work together sometime. I think. I hope.
Yeah, this is a good point that you should have mentioned it in front of Devon, because he was saying that why would they contact you because you guys quit, but then in the next sentence he was saying that they contacted Morozov, they contacted Vitali, and he named one other name. So if because Morozov
Yeah,
also quit, Vitali also quit, then why are they contacted them? Why
yeah.
are they contacted them and
You
not you?
know, they needed someone for him. That's why he know these names. He don't know the other names, and but I believe they don't contact. I don't know. I believe they don't contact anyone. They just want to show that they are the big bosses and they don't need it us. They will make super matches without Europes, but I don't think they will go far like that. I think that they making mistake to don't talk to us.
Okay, brother, thanks. I know you joined for a very short time, but it has already been, I think, more than 1 hour since you are here. I
Yeah,
really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, and I will not bother you. My thing is that you should block only that person who is bothering you, who is messaging you everywhere and doing stuff. I'm not bothering you, but why would you need to block me? Blocking me is not going to change what I say on my channel. Maybe you should have messaged me that these are the things that you are wrong about. And if that made sense to me, I would have said that in the next video. Okay, Kamil made me realize that I made some mistake and now I correct it.
hmm
I could
but
have done like that. That's a much better option.
he was joking from me that I learned this from Engin blocking, or I maybe see on your channel that Engin teach me to block, but how I can how I can have someone who is putting shitty comments on my channel, and how I can keep him and just let him to do that. Why?
Okay, you're talking about the some people that just comment under your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing is, my thing was, and I think maybe I can change your perspective on this. If the comment has bothered you and then you delete it, it means it already worked. It got under your skin, it bothered you. Then blocking it does not really change anything. The best situation is you read the comment maybe and you don't care. It doesn't affect you. Or the second thing is you don't even read the comment. These two, in my opinion, will be much better option, because if you're blocking someone, it means he already did his job. He already bothered you. He made you upset. He made you angry, and then you are blocking him. Then there will be another guy like that. That's why Engin has never been successful at this. He has been blocking people for like 5, 6, maybe I don't know, since he created YouTube channel, and every day he still has to block people. So blocking is never the solution. Tell me, will there ever be one day when Engin can relax? Okay, I've blocked all of the haters. Now I don't need to block anyone. He has to. Ignoring, you need to learn only once. Only once in life, if you learn to ignore or don't care about the messages, you don't need to do anything else. But if you go the blocking way, you'll have to do that until the day you die. Every day you'll have to block someone.
But
That's the problem with that.
I don't block very often. From beginning, where I have my account, maybe 3 years I running, I have only 170 people blocked, so it's not so many.
It is so many. Maybe out of 170, 100 are in last 6 months. Maybe, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's hard to say because these people, it's hard to say. Some guys which put shitty comments and I block him. He find me on the Facebook and ask me why you block me, and
In
and
the
I
in the
told him.
beginning,
And I
Kamil,
told
in the
him
big,
why,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then he say he will don't talk more shit, and then I unblock him. So some people, if you really want to watch me, they will find a way to talk to me.
I get it. I get it. But the thing is, I also used to get a lot of hateful comments under my channel. But then people realized it does not bother me. I just read them, I just laugh at them, I don't delete them. I even sometimes put heart on those comments. And then guess what happened? The comments stopped. The day people realize that their hateful comments are not bothering you, they will stop doing that. I have personal experience with that, because even now when I go to someone else's channel, I post a comment, I immediately get 7, 8, 9, 10 hateful comments against me.
Mm.
Because those people, maybe they don't watch my channel too much, they think that it is going to bother me, or maybe they think that when the owner of that new channel watches that comment, he's going to think that Pradeep has done something bad because everyone is speaking against him. So that's why on other channels it happen. On my channel, people don't really comment against me. Like maybe out of 100 comments, 1 or 2 are against me. It is only because they realize that it does not bother me at all. So I think the only solution to this is just don't care, because blocking is a very very effort taking thing, I will say. You have to spend 30 minutes, 1 hour every day reading the comments, then maybe blocking that. So I think it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal for you.
Okay, Pradeep. Thank you for talking and
Thank
all
you,
the
sir.
best.
Thank you, brother. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I missed this super chat, brother. Mr. Kamil, can you show your best discotheque dance? I'm not sure what kind of dance that is, but thanks for the super chat anyways. Devon versus Vitali happening on 16th. Devon just answered this. No, it's not happening. Again, proving astrology. I did show this comment for a while on the screen, but Devon was speaking at that time, so I didn't want to cut him off. I doubt Robert has even mentioned Baku to Devon in weeks. He is stuck in negotiations with Engin, and I'm quite sure Devon also read it. When I show this on the screen, everyone sees it. So Devon was also reading these comments, and Kamil was also reading them, and I was also reading them. Engin and Baku Guy is just a new form of unprofessional pressure from Engin. Okay, no, this one I read. This one I read already. That's an old super chat. There was another from Proving Astrology which I didn't read. That's why I was confused. East versus West doesn't contact Kamil. Kamil blocks someone. Weird logic. Yeah, blocking. I hope my advice was not coming out as weird about not blocking people, because Engin is the prime example, man. Come on, if blocking worked, Engin Terzi would be chilling in his what do we call that the Game of Thrones chair where everyone wants to sing King's Throne. What the hell was that? Engin would be chilling in his home if blocking worked, but no. He has to stay awake all night. He cannot upload videos around 1 a.m. his time, because then he'll have to stay awake for next 3 hours blocking people. That's not a healthy state to be in. You should not be bothered that much. So Engin is the biggest living proof that blocking does not work. It does not work. Simple as that. So what was this? Old moldy scrotty. Question for... Wow, this was that old? Let's say Vitali can make it as a... Okay, I did ask this question. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Then there was another super chat from you. No, this one I already read. All 3 of these super chats I've read. I think I've gone through all of them. This was another super chat from Proving Astrology. Devon, the once and the future king, the tip of the spear. God among men, thank you for everything you do for the sport. Thank you for everything you do for the channel, bro. Super chats are awesome. Kamil blocked East versus West and complaining about... He blocked East versus West too? How did you know that? Where did this information come from? Because only East versus West knows who blocked them and who didn't. Devon said that Robert told him Elmar is lying. I'm live now with Kamil. Would you like to join? I've sent this to Elmar. GB19, I missed your super chat. How did that happen? Devon, will you pull at any event after the Shaw Classic? Yeah, we did, but Devon did answer this question already. Like, he said he'll be taking some break for a while. That's what he said. So I think you got your answer. Again, apologies for missing the chat. It looks like Kamil just doesn't want to upset Engin Terzi. It doesn't look like Engin is controlling Kamil or anything like that. It's just like Kamil wants to compete, but then just he doesn't want to upset Engin Terzi, or just he's not happy the way he's being treated by the league. Or how are you going to sleep tonight, Pradeep? Yeah. Nah, I'm going to sleep just fine. Why the room is still so hot? It's 25 degrees. I shouldn't be like literally sweating today. I don't know what happened. I didn't even work out today. Pradeep, how much dollar you make in a month? From YouTube? It depends. Mark, this is the song La 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 La. Elmer's song. Kamil, you're the best, brother. Old moldy scrotty. I'm probably pre-blocked on Kamil's socials. Do you genuinely want to see the guy compete? He's too good to either way. To wither away in obscurity. I agree. The guy is too good. Top 5 on the left, maybe top 10 on the right. Ask East versus West to stop cancelling his matches then. Yeah, that's why I said that was a good point that he only mentioned once, that they didn't even inform him for like 3-4 days that the Jerry match is cancelled. Why? He got to know that from Jerry. And not that they themselves informed him after 3 days. He had to ask them. Why are you giving Kamil so much importance? It's nothing, bro. Nah, I wouldn't say that. So, we will not see Kamil versus Zaur this year, Pradeep. Yep. I think so. Maybe there is going to be another event. Maybe they will pull there. I think they should arm wrestle, man. Yes, Engin Terzi is great. He has done a lot of great things for the sport. But at this point, when he sold the league, we should not be making everything about Engin Terzi. We shouldn't be making everything about Engin. Initially, I used to think that maybe Engin is just using the European arm wrestlers as a weapon to kind of get his agenda going. But Engin kept on saying, even during the private calls, he kept on telling me, no, Pradeep, I genuinely want to quit. But these arm wrestlers, they are just saying that nope, you cannot quit. We will also quit if you go. Initially, I didn't believe that, but now after listening to Kamil, his every other word is like Engin this, Engin that. They made Engin quit. They made Engin. It now it genuinely looks like yeah, maybe Engin can quit if if these arm wrestlers let him quit peacefully. Where did he post screenshots of his and Aussie's chat? Who Aussie? I personally wouldn't buy it if Engin is involved. Pradeep talking to Kamil like a 10-year-old. Engin didn't inform him. It's Engin's job. Don't quit, brother. You're a star. We love you. Are we that behind in the chat? Please don't do clickbait thumbnail, Pradeep. That's annoying. Yeah, maybe you're right. But my brother does all of the thumbnails. I haven't uploaded a thumbnail in like maybe on 10 videos in like last 10 months. I think Robert sued Engin into silence. I don't think so. 432 people still watching. Wow, that's good. That's good. 500 something were there, 560, 70 when Devon was here, and now still 443 people watching. So basically, guys, if you're just joining, Devon Larratt was there, Kamil Jablonski was also here. So we discussed some stuff. Devon did say flat out that the Baku guy is lying. Robert told him. But then, why isn't Robert making a post about it? Why isn't Dexter making a post about it? They should talk about it. That yeah, that Baku guy is lying. We're not going to work with him again. The event is off. Come on, man. He should sue Engin though. How else do you explain Engin's absence from what? From YouTube? Like even if they sued him, why wouldn't he be on YouTube? What's the problem? Over 600 was on. Okay. I wasn't expecting Devon on today. What a bonus. Yeah, that trick worked. I discussed this before inviting Devon, that if you invite Devon, he doesn't reply. And even if he does reply, he's like probably free 10 days later. And you don't do anything. You just copy the link and paste it in Devon's WhatsApp chat and he joins. I've heard it from many arm wrestlers that this trick works. First time I tried it, didn't message Devon, nothing. Not even a single word. Just copied the link, pasted in his chat, and he joined. Pradeep, I'll be honest, Robert could avoid and clear all of this with the screenshots from beginning and make public addressing to athletes. Yeah, he can, but then it doesn't need to be public if it's just needed to make it clear to the athletes. He can send them privately. Because Pradeep, they aren't playing Engin's games. Why are the Eastern pullers so weak emotionally? If you don't like the way Devon competes, beat him. You don't see Devon acting any sort of way when he pulled Devon. Fight back. I agree. Even in the Devon match, like Devon was kind of defeated after a couple of rounds, 3 rounds, and it wasn't that bad. So Elmar looks like he has decided he doesn't want to join. Maybe he's not too comfortable speaking English or whatever it is. How did you get Devon's WhatsApp? I asked Devon maybe 2-3 years ago. I was like, bro, what's your WhatsApp? He was like, here it is. That's how I got Devon's WhatsApp. Showing appreciation for getting Devon on, bravo. Yep, I'm going to stop asking Devon ever. In last, I think 3 years, maybe I asked Devon 6 times or 5 times. 5 times, I think, in last 3 years to do a show about some subject. Once Devon called me almost a year ago that you should do this. You should have this live stream, have me on. There was a topic and invite other big arm wrestlers too. And I was like, okay, good idea. Maybe we should start doing that. But then some things changed. It couldn't really happen. But after that, when I asked Devon about some other subject, he didn't join. Elmar AI created by Engin. Mark, 18 dirhams. Thank you, sir. Showing appreciation. Yeah, I've read it. Okay, that was a super chat. Thank you, Mark. Bravo. Yep, long time. Maybe after 3 years, Devon has joined. I would have loved to be more prepared to ask him good questions, but it was all. It also looked like he was kind of running out of time. He didn't join for too long, but I still did ask him some questions that needed to be asked. Didn't have enough time to cross question him though. Engin wanting to quit is totally okay, but he quit in anger and stopped supporting East versus West. Why? Because of ego. The only time I wasn't so comfortable was Oleg Petrenko, but it didn't matter who was there that night. You should be a little bit harsh to Devon. Yeah. I would have had more questions for Devon if it was like the one question which I asked in the videos, that you were asking that what did you do, but then you also told Engin that, also told Robert that it's either you or Engin. Maybe that's why they pushed Engin out, because you were more important to them than Engin Terzi. Get Revaz on here. Like, I need to get a translation. What is Revaz going to do? Like, he's not in this conversation. I'm losing brain cells the more I listen to Kamil. Okay, some people are still watching the stream, maybe like 15, 20, 30 minutes behind. Wouldn't you have an ego if you could get every stunt puller to follow you like you are their father? Engin is quiet on YouTube. He has been posting on other platforms. Yeah, I saw him share some stories and stuff on his Instagram. But yeah, on YouTube he has been quiet. Fairly, they were laughing at Devon previous day and calling him clown together with Dennis and everyone. So Engin's content mostly was East versus West. He was the owner, so he was doing live streams. One thing that I never really understood, I kept on asking Engin, why aren't you uploading the official videos on the East versus West channel? Why are the match videos going on your channel? And the live interviews should have also been on the East versus West channel, but they were also on Engin's channel. So Engin's whole content was East versus West. Before East versus West, he was still like uploading maybe a video a month, and he's back to it again. So I think the silence is just normal. If not East versus West, what else is he going to talk about? Kamil had no answers and couldn't articulate his reasons for any of the bad decisions he is making. Yeah, I don't think I agree with you, brother. And I don't think I was telling him anything that is bad for himself. In fact, I'm saying, bro, you're caring too much about other people. Care about yourself and care about the fans. Everything else will fall in place. I don't think it was a bad advice. I mean, Pradeep should ask more straightforward questions to questions. We can't forget he leaked call of Engin. Who? Who leaked call of Engin? Kamil, don't listen to the haters, brother. Bro, Kamil has been gone for like 15 minutes now. Smoking weed will make Kamil smarter. Bob Anderson is saying. Marcus. So I think, guys, that's about it. Tomorrow again, maybe I'll message him again and ask Elmer if he wants to join. Let's see what happens then. So this live stream has been going on for more than 2 hours. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I'll probably cut some clips from the Devon interview or maybe even Kamil part and then upload it on the channel before other YouTubers start doing that. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You always need to make business decision if you rely on that business decision for money. Yeah, Devon and Kamil are polar opposites. You need to ask Devon, is that real? They fuck each other the day after he stole. They who? Ask him to say. Ask, why is the chat like 30 minutes behind? Thank you guys. Bye.